Hey, brother sewing and crafting family. Nice to see you today. Happy Monday. Check it off the list, right? And I had so hoped to see you all on Friday. I'm sorry I had to cancel at the last minute, but I want you to know we are going to give away 2 sewing machines this Friday to make up for last Friday. It was a situation out of my hands, and I had to cancel at the very last second, or I would have given you a warning. So welcome, everyone. Say hi. I hope that you all can hear me okay. It was a long weekend on my end, but I hope you all that are mothers, grandmothers, godmothers had a wonderful Mother's Day. So let's get started. I got Emily here. She's got an awesome program. I can see you all here. Hey guys, hey Wolfpack. I see you all rolling in. We are live streaming on Brother YouTube and Facebook, which is really cool. So Brother, thank you again for letting the brand ambassadors take over your page. We have so much fun. So again, we have daily shows for the whole rest of the month. Today we have Emily. She's going to be with the ScanNCut, and she's going to be cutting up some vinyl for a cool t-shirt. Tomorrow's May. Wednesday, I can't remember, but I know it's something fun. Emily and I will both be on that day. Thursday, we have Reen coming on with this cool zippered pouch. She's going to show us how to do this fully lined bag. Thanks, Reen, for the bag, by the way. Fully lined, and she's going to show you how to do this in the hoop on My Design Center. So if you have that on your machine, you're going to want to see this. If you don't have it, you might still want to watch because you could sew it up yourself. And then Friday, we're giving away 2 machines, and I have a fun show planned for you that day too. So Emily's down here waiting to roll in. So by the way, we got the YouTube going. I see you all here. I'm so happy to see you too. You're going to brighten my day up. And I hope I brighten yours. We brighten yours, because Emily's there too. So Emily, you ready to pop in? All right, let's see. Hi.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, everybody's already rolling in. I told everyone, I hope they had a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. And everyone out there, yes. Aunts, moms, everybody, grandmas.
I know. I always say, everyone says, what about if you have a cat? Well, it used to always Wynn would give me a card from the cat. It was hilarious. Oh. But I said, hey, I'm a godmother to like half of my nieces and nephews. Doesn't that go for something?
Totally. It takes everybody for kids. So I'm happy to, yes, give credit to everybody.
So did you have a wonderful day yesterday? Did you do anything exciting?
Not too exciting. It was kind of a cool day here, and we did church at home, of course, and then my husband took the kids out for the afternoon, and I had some quiet time and ate some candy that I don't share with the kids, and just did some crocheting and just hung out. So it was actually really nice. And then we had a nice family evening, so it was good.
That's awesome. So I kind of gave a hint that you were going to be doing something with the ScanNCut, and people were going crazy for that. So no pressure.
Okay, well, we're just kind of going to do it. I have some of it prepped, but I have a lot of it undone because I wanted to actually do the project with you guys today. And so hopefully it works out. So I'm going to try to actually, show on my computer the setup for the files that I'm going to be using as well. And then we'll do some cutting and some ironing and hopefully end up with some great shirts. So I have prepped for 2 shirts, and we'll start with 1, and then we'll just see how long it takes. If it goes super smooth, we can probably do 2 here really quickly. But this afternoon, actually in just a couple hours, we're going to a drive-by birthday party of one of my boys' friends.
Aww.
And so I thought we'd make him a shirt, and so we can just chuck it out of the car. But 2 years ago, well, almost 2 years ago now, my 11-year-old got a shirt for my sister, and it has 2 thumbs on it, and it says, "This is what an awesome 10-year-old looks like," and it's really cute. She got it off Amazon, but actually, when I was looking yesterday, you can buy that file. You can buy that cut file. So I bought that cut file, and we're going to make that because our friend is turning, although now I'm thinking, is he turning 11? And I bought a 10-year-old file. So I might have to just stick an 11. This is real. Actually, he's turning 11.
Aren't you
My voice, and they're going to be 10 and 12, or 11 and 12. Okay. Well, we'll just have to edit the file, which I'll show you how to do, and we'll stick an 11 in there. Yeah. Okay.
Aren't you glad?
All right. So I'm going to show you my screen, and I think I can bring that up here. So
you can bring it up, or I can share it too if you want. Whatever's easiest for you.
Okay. Well, let's see how it looks.
I'll bring you up close.
Okay.
Let me just take some of this off the screen here. That'll help us to see.
Okay, so you can see it. I don't know if it's too much glare, or I think this is okay.
There's a little bit. We can see a little bit. It's not super clear, but we can. That's a little bit better.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah. That's better.
Okay. So, so I'm going to open this SVG file. So I push the SVG on the side. I'm in Brother Canvas Workspace that comes with the ScanNCut. And then, of course, you know, I have to maneuver through where I put it. I try to be organized, but I still have a million files here. So I am so glad I just was talking through that, because he's totally turning 11, which is hilarious. Okay, but the good news is you can see over here, I have my layers open, and you can use these layers to manipulate the file like we're going to, for either one, if you want to cut different colors. And on the second shirt, I was going to cut different colors. Let's see. So I'm going to make this bigger. But on this one, we actually are going to delete that 10. And you can see over here, the 10 is a separate shape. So I'm just going to delete it.
Oh.
And then I'm going to go over here to my text tool. So I bought this. It was on Etsy for, I don't know, it's like $2. You could totally design this and it wouldn't take that long, but sometimes it's just easier for me to go ahead and buy it. And then you're also, you know, supporting someone else who's selling things. So
hey, Lee, she's using my Canvas Workspace, which comes with the scan.
Comes with the ScanNCut and allows you to do so much manipulation. So see, I just put that 11 right in there. And then you can also decide, whoops, let me select that again.
That's more.
That's enough. You can be finished if you want.
Yeah.
Hi, Rose.
Okay. She's doing some schoolwork on her app before she gets to play. So my computer's being slow today, so I apologize. But so I did the 11. It's now spinning. And I'm trying to use this drop-down menu. So this menu is great because actually any font that is on your computer, you can use in Canvas Workspace. So I have 25,000 fonts on my computer because I just get crazy about installing them. So I'm trying to find one that's kind of, let's see. That one's kind of fun, just kind of fat and fun letters. Okay, so then I center that right in there. And you can see if you didn't want to cut one of these layers, you would go ahead and you could just hide it with this eyeball and then it disappears and it comes back. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to cut it just as is. These are blacked in block letters, and my 2 1s for the 11 are outlined, but it's going to cut it all the same. So we don't have to worry about that. So then I go to File, and I'm going to transfer this file via the internet, which is the wireless transfer is great. And if you get any warnings or anything like that, it would pop up at this point. But right now it's processing. Again, I think my computer is being slower than normal. This doesn't usually take.
While it's processing, Emily, I'm just going to answer. I see a couple comments on for Canvas Workspace. That they can use that with any ScanNCut, can't they? Every version.
Any ScanNCut, yes, totally. It's not depending on your ScanNCut. doesn't change the Canvas workspace. This is the same for all machines, and yeah. So
yeah, that was a good question, Yvette. And then so I saw a couple of you saying that it was buffering. That trust me, everybody in the whole world is online. So what happens when the video is finished, when you hit replay, you won't have the buffering. It's just when it's live. So if you have a slower internet. So for those of you having issues, you can try refreshing your page, or you can click save and share it to your timeline, and then you can come back and watch it, or come back to Brother Sews. But that's the best way. So it's not just you.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cut the vinyl all out of white, and because I have this dark blue shirt. And then I also just realized I did not reverse the image. And the good news is, because when you're doing heat transfer vinyl, you know, you cut it on this side, but then actually you flip it over when you iron it on your shirt. So we could go back and manipulate the file back on Canvas Workspace, but we can also do that right on our ScanNCut. And the ScanNCut is amazing in the fact that a lot of the work can be done right on this little screen. Now, if it's hard for you to see the little screen, it probably would be wiser for you to go ahead and do a lot of that stuff, manipulation, on your computer where you have a bigger screen. But I'm going to try to here.
We can see it. You know, that screen is always trickier to see on the live show. And I saw some of you asking, yes, there are a ton of videos on Canvas Workspace and ScanNCut if you go to Brothers YouTube channel, and also on their crafting YouTube channel. We're on the Brother shows right now, but Brother has a crafting one for those of you that wanted more tutorials. Yeah,
great. So you can just retrieve data, and I'm going to push this little symbol. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry, that looks like a Wi-Fi symbol. And I'm going to try to put this nice and close, which so you guys can see a little bit.
Way better, way better.
Yeah. So you can see the outline of what it is going to cut here, and it looks great. But the only thing we have to do is we need to mirror it. So I don't always do it on here, so I have to remember how to do this here. Edit, I think. I'm going to select all. Okay, and if I do the edit object, okay, so this little button that has the arrows that look like they're flipping, which would be the same in any sort of editing software, that's a reverse image. So that reverses the whole image. And one thing you want to make sure that you're doing, whether you're reversing on the software or whether you're reversing on the actual machine, is that you've selected the whole word or the whole image before you hit reverse. Because if you select just one letter, if the letters are individual, somehow it reverses each letter, but when you flip it back over, it doesn't still make a word. I've done it before and it's really bizarre. So this should work. We reverse the whole image. Now we can hit OK, OK, OK. We can select that we want to cut it. And I cut fabric on here last, so my half cut is off. And when you're cutting vinyl, you actually only want to do a half cut because we want, let's see, just checking everything. We want that clear vinyl layer that we use to iron on to not be cut. All right, so now it's not letting me start because I don't have anything loaded in. So I'm going to just pull the camera back here.
And so some of you are asking what model it is. She's on the DX225. Oh, thanks, Nancy. You answered that. But this one has an auto blade. So you have an older version, you might not have the auto blade. So when she's saying half cut, that has to do with the auto blade, which is really awesome. There's a separate blade for fabric. I use a separate one for paper. And it works really well. You always want to test it first.
Yeah, and we will do a test. So this, I had the fabric blade in, and I actually just switched it out right before when I was getting set up here. Sorry, I can't see everything at the same time here.
We can see pretty good.
Okay. So I'm putting my vinyl on my mat, which I just cleaned with a baby wipe. So hopefully it is nice and sticky. Feels like it.
You can definitely change it to say that. Yes, yes, yes.
And actually, I could have totally bought the 11-year-old file. I just was thinking my son has a 10-year-old shirt, so it's hilarious.
Which
But
are you using which blade are you using, Emily, for your vinyl?
I am using the regular auto blade.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thin cut fabric blade, I only use when I'm cutting fabric, and I use the auto blade for everything else. I don't know if there's another way to do it. That's just the way I do it. That might not be the best option.
That's what I do too. Hey, Joyce, yes, this will be available later. You can go on Brother YouTube, Brother Sews, or share it to your timeline, and you can go back and watch this video. So it will be up for replay whenever you're ready.
Okay, so we are going to test, and why isn't it bringing up a little square? Usually it, where is that little square?
I have to go look on mine. I never know it by heart.
I know, but it's, okay, so is that what I want to pick? Where did it go? It's like,
Marcia, it's the black blade. The brown one is the one we use for fabric, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going by memory here.
Yeah. I am not sure why it's not showing me the little, there's usually a little tiny square for the test, and it looks like that. But if I hit OK, it's not on my picture. Oh, there it is. Okay. I just want to move it off the letters so that, okay, yay. So we'll cut a little test square, and then you can get a sharp tool to pick out that test square. And so with the auto blade, what it does is it senses the depth of the mat, and then it comes over and it senses the depth of your vinyl or whatever you're cutting, and then it cuts it. Okay, so you can see here, it's cut a tiny little square out of the vinyl. Okay, and it did not cut through. You can always check too. I don't want it to cut through my clear backing, because I really need that to be able to lift the design off and go. So I think we're going to hit start and cut this thing. And now it will tell you how long it takes to cut the design. And depending on the thickness of your fabric or how intricate your design is, it takes, you know, more or less time. I was also going to show you that there's just so many different kinds of vinyl, and they're really fun, you know, for making shirts. So this is some glitter vinyl, and I have some scraps of different colors that I was going to iron on a tank top for my daughter. And there are tons of free SVGs out there, and I find the easiest thing to search for is to search for an SVG file when you are wanting something to import onto your Canvas workspace. It just imports really well, and then, you know, works really well. So you can search. I searched last night like free girls SVG and found hundreds, and, you know, so I can show you the one that I had for Rose.
So Marcia, you can scan the mat first if you want to, but she actually covered her vinyl's covering the entire sheet, so she doesn't need to. But if you had little pieces that you wanted to add letters on, you can scan the mat and it will show up each piece on the screen, so you can plan what you're cutting. That's what makes this machine so cool, is you scan it in and you can see each little, I'm usually using fabric, but you can see each one to put things on there. So you don't have to do that, but you can.
Yeah, my design is like 10 by 10. So there's not a whole lot of use. I don't really need to make sure that it's, you know, smaller. I have a pretty full sheet. But so I'll just show you this one while that one's cutting. We might as well I'm not going to cut this one right now, but so this just says girls just want to have sun, and it has, you know, really cute little palm trees, and so when I do cut this one, I will delete some items and cut the text in one color, and then I'll add those items back on and cut, say, the trees in another color. Maybe this top little graphic I'll cut in a third color. But there's a lot of ways to manipulate it, and you can either, you know, highlight and delete, or you can go over here and hide your layers to do that. And I was also going to show you on here, you can, to reverse the image, and this is really only for heat transfer, but you use this flip tool, and then you can see how, you know, it reverses that, and it looks like gibberish until we flip it over, and we'll see that when we do this voice one as well. So those are just some easy ways to play around with what you have, you know, on the file or using different types of files.
Oh, Louise, I'm just reading some of these comments. You just found the pen holder. That's one of my favorite things on there is the pen holder. Oh my gosh, that's well, and that's what we were going to do on Friday was to make cards. And I have to tell you guys, on Friday, I just saw somebody ask, did you miss Friday's show? No, I had to cancel it at the very last minute, but I unfortunately had to take my husband to ER. But you know what he said? Wynn says, you can't miss your live show. I said, Wynn, you need to go to the emergency room right now. He said, those people are going to be so upset you're making Mother's Day cards. I'm like, they'll be okay. So I just want you to know he could be on his deathbed and he's thinking of all of you first.
Well, it is funny because, you know, I have at different points done my live show at different times, but it's always been a set time. You know, yours is Wednesday afternoon. Mine is Wednesday afternoon. I've done at different times over the years, but a few years ago I was sick and didn't do my live show. And no one really knew because I didn't tell them, but I got like 5 messages from people who normally watch and say, what's wrong? What's going on? And I was like, well, at least I won't die and no one will.
We'll all know where you are.
Yeah. All right. So now it's cut and I just unloaded my mat. And so this is the pretty satisfying part, is picking out the extra vinyl, and you can do it on your mat or you can remove it from your mat, but we should be able to pull a big piece off. Let's see here. So I'm just trying to get it started. And then just kind of keep pulling it. If you want to be really aware of saving all these scraps of vinyl, you totally can. And depending on what vinyl I'm using, if I find it more precious than others, I would have like cut out this corner before I just, you know, this is ruined now. But I could have tried to save a little bit of that on there. But so usually what I do is I just go through and I pull off the big pieces like this, making sure that I don't, sometimes like the dot of an I, depending on how fine your cut is, will come up with you when you just, if you're just pulling it like this. So if you're cutting some really small, fine things, you probably want to be a little bit more careful than I'm being right now. But this is pretty chunky, big font, and it's a big space, and you don't want to watch me do this for 6 hours. So I'm just pulling away here. And once I get off the big chunk.
Nothing else to do, Emily.
Once I get off the big chunks, then we'll go back and weed out those smaller pieces. All right, so here is the trash. And now I can see that there's definitely sections in here that did not come off.
So I see some people were asking, do all of these tools come with the ScanNCut? Each ScanNCut is different, and what model you buy, if you get it from a dealer, things like that. But the tool she's using right there does not come with it. There's actually an extra kit. I'll bring mine up so you can see it.
Yeah, and I think actually these are just generic ones that I've had for years, but Brother does make ones that look exactly the same. These have no markings whatsoever on them.
I just have to remember.
Yeah, but if you have yours to show, that would be great.
I do somewhere.
But they come usually with multiple tools together.
So here you go. This is the kit that I have here. And this is the one you're using, right?
Actually, like I said, this is like a generic one. It's not branded at all. So
gotcha. This is the brother kit where it's a nice zipper kit. It has ScanNCut on it, and it has the spatula, which that's really easy to get stuff off. And then it has the clip he's using, which is right here. And we've got some tweezers in here. Let's see what else. Scraper. Oh, I want to know, how many of you guys lose this stylus? I lose this all the time. In fact, I'll have none of them on any of my sewing machines, so I end up using my finger, which gets the screen all mucky. And then I find 5 of them in one spot. So there's one of those in here. And then we have the brother scraper too.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, so I think I have peeled it. Okay, so that is looking really good.
Yeah.
And the 11, you would never know that that wasn't part of the original file, which just goes to show you I probably could have put this together myself and not paid for it. But oh well. I would have had to find the thumbs picture. I don't think that's a built-in design. So probably worth not having to. I have a little piece on here. Okay, so now I did notice that the way that I reversed this, I shouldn't have reversed the thumbs because they were pointing in, like, you know, like this.
Yeah.
And now they're like pointing out weird. So I'm gonna cut out. Oh, this is what my life is like, you guys. I just keep making it up as I go. Nothing ever works out perfect. I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to iron them back on the right direction.
Oh, see, everybody said they love it when we do this live because then they realize that, oh man, your whole project isn't ruined, right?
Yes. And I know when I just do like photos, I can delete all these mistake photos. And you never see those on my site unless I do outtakes, which I sometimes do because I end up with some good ones. Okay, so I just have a little ironing pad here.
Okay.
Make sure I do this on the actual right side of the t-shirt, not the wrong side. And this was a shirt that I found years ago at Walmart for $1. They were selling boys' long sleeve t-shirts for $1. So I bought a whole bunch, and then I ended up shortening a bunch of them into short sleeves with my cover stitch. And so,
by the way, Walmart, no association with Brother, just for full disclosure.
No. Sorry, when I see those cheap things, it's so hard not to like stock up on those. And then it's perfect for making these sort of projects. So yes, no affiliation. So then you're just going to, you know, center it. And sometimes I measure, sometimes I eyeball. But usually I like to measure, just do between the arms, that's 14, so the center is 7.
I totally agree, Anne. We learn ways to fix things whenever gremlins mess them up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on, and then I'm going to lift it off, and I'm going to put the thumbs, because they actually need to kind of go up in the area where I still have vinyl. So if you don't have a official, you know, heat press, which is a big machine that most people don't own, you can totally do iron on vinyl just with your regular iron, but you want it really hot, and mine had like turned off, so it's not very hot right now. But it'll heat back up.
So I know somebody's going to ask because I think I can already read their mind. Are you using any steam on that or just a hot iron?
I do both, depending on if I feel like it's hot enough and it is adhering to the fabric, then I won't put the steam. But if sometimes different vinyl, this is a pretty thick transfer sheet on this one, so it might need steam to get hot enough.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I ask that because a lot of times, even when I'm pressing on interfacing on my garments, a lot of people say don't use steam. But I find sometimes if those things I can't get that to stick, I add a little steam and it's right on there. So I don't know if it was the same with vinyl.
I think it is because it really does just get it so much hotter. And then it is very helpful if you do use pressure. Sometimes I'll do this on the floor so I can really put my body weight into it. And then I'll just keep going over it until I see the fabric fibers coming through the vinyl. And I'll show you what I mean by that when I peel this off. But you can almost see it, you know, stick itself to the fabric. If you were doing this for a business, you would totally want a heat press. But just, I don't do it. I mean, I love making t-shirts, but I don't make them. I don't mass produce them.
Hey, Charlene, I have not used a tailor's clapper on there, but that doesn't have heat, so that wouldn't work necessarily. You would want something with heat. The tailor's clapper mixed with steam to make a crease. That wouldn't work for this.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely need it hot.
Thanks, Joanne, for all of the filling in these tips in here for us.
Good. Any help we can get.
Absolutely. So, Sharon, while you're doing that, do you, let's see, did I just hit the wrong one? Hold on a sec. Do you wash these wrong side out and dry wrong side out, or does it matter? Do you have any preference?
No, I don't go through my children's laundry before I wash it. So no, they get washed just as is. And I mean, honestly, they're probably inside out because I don't know if you've seen those like memes where the kids' pants are inside out and the underwear are still inside of them, but that is 100% our house. So, and they come out of the dryer like that. I'm like, you guys, your jeans don't dry when they're all in a ball.
That's awesome.
So my guess is they probably do put their shirts inside out because it's just however they ripped it off is how it goes.
Yeah,
okay.
Rhonda, you could use a wool mat. A wool mat would work too.
Yep. So this is going to get another little press when I add the thumbs on, but I'm just going to put those on right now.
This is looking so good. Hey, Jan wants to know, did you pre-wash the shirt in case it shrinks?
Actually, my son has been wearing this shirt. We're just giving it, he's a good friend that we're giving it to. So I was like, Jack, go get me a shirt that still looks nice. So, yep, it's been pre-washed. Pre-worn too. It's nice and soft.
That's an even better gift. Special gift for friends.
Well, they said don't bring, you know, during this time, don't bring gifts, just to drive by. But I was like, I can do this, and we want to do a project for this show anyway. So this was perfect. Okay, so we got the thumbs on there.
Emily, you've opened up a whole can of wax. Jenny, you're cracking me up. And Felicia, you guys are still, you guys are hilarious.
This is very real. This is my life. We give used t-shirts for gifts and we,
this is real life. And so, and just in case Wynn is in the hospital watching this, I'm going to refrain from answering because he might not pick you guys over the ER next time.
Okay, so we're almost finished here, and then it's gonna look so cool. The white on the dark makes it look really great, but you could use whatever kind of vinyl
Jordan, throw the t-shirt when you drive by, like they do in baseball.
So, and one thing I did want to note is when you're doing multiple layers like this, so, I really only have 2 layers, but sometimes you are putting a color down, lifting up, putting a second color down, and, then continuing to press it. You need to make sure that all the vinyl from the first layer is covered with the plastic, or, I've definitely learned the hard way where you run a hot vinyl over, or hot iron over vinyl without a cover on it, and then it's a big mess. Big mess. So make sure that all your little spots are continued to be covered so that it doesn't get all over your iron and smear all over the shirt. Okie doke. And then the last shirt I actually made, I had some bits of vinyl left on my ironing board that I picked. And then I did this. And then when I did the back of the shirt had like 3 bits of vinyl stuck to it, and it was of course one I was wanting to gift. So I did the like hot iron vinyl removal technique, and it worked pretty well. So I did get it up. Yes, you like put the shirt directly over the iron so it's super hot, and then just scrape it with like a razor blade or scissors. But look at how awesome this is.
That looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. This is so cute.
And I was going to, how I mentioned the fibers fusing? I don't know if you can see, this might not do close-ups, but if I look closely at this vinyl, I can see the texture of the shirt through it. And that's how I know that it's really stuck on there. If I see places that, like even this E doesn't really look as ironed down, I might go over and iron that again, because you don't want it to come off after a few washes. So
right.
But
oh my gosh,
fun, right?
Awesome. And I love it that you noticed the thumbs. I guess I wouldn't have even noticed that. I mean, except if you're doing it the other way, it looked like a hitchhiker, right?
Yeah. I think we would have noticed when I was all finished and the thumbs were going out that was weird. I think we might have noticed eventually. So there we go. It's a fun project and, pretty easy. And there's just so many times where I have loved being able to whip up a custom shirt, whether it's right now when I'm not going to go shopping for a birthday present, especially since it was a last minute invite as of yesterday to come by. So, I don't even really have time to run to Walmart, but we can do this. Or, my kids will say, oh, Mom, I forgot to tell you it's superhero day at school tomorrow. Oh. And then you're like, okay, we can make a superhero shirt, so go grab a t-shirt. And I almost always do have extra plain t-shirts on hand because when I see them on sale, I will stock up.
Fonzie from him.
Yeah, so it's really handy to have.
That was so great. So I know there are a ton of different questions on different types of vinyl. Do you have any information about that on any of your blogs on your website?
Like types of vinyl?
Some people were just asking, like, where could they get glitter vinyl and stuff like that. But I know Brother has certain vinyl. If you go to brothersews.com, you can order there. You can also get some from Brother Dealers. And that's usually what I'm using. So, but there are other places as well. But that's usually what we're doing. And so by the way, many of the Brother Dealers are open now, or it depends what state they're in. But a lot of them you can just call, order, and they will put it in your car. You don't even have to get out. It makes it so simple.
Yep. Yeah, there's lots of places to get vinyl. You can find, if you're looking for something super specialty that Brother doesn't carry, just search online. There's places to order it, but that's your go-to spot is dealerships and as well as the Brother website to get great vinyl. Yeah.
Perfect. Everybody's loving this. So that was very cool. So what time's the party? You're not gonna be late, are you?
No, it's at 3:30. I did our time slot later. We could sign up for like a time slot. So yeah, what was I gonna say? There was one thing I don't remember.
Somebody asked you what time zone are you on?
Oh, I'm Mountain time zone. So it's 2:40 here. Yeah.
It's 4:40 where I'm at. That's why.
Yeah.
And someone asked if you were on the same as me, and I'm like, I don't think
No.
so.
No, we're a couple hours off. Yeah, I was gonna say something and I don't remember.
You can get the SVG
Oh,
file.
that's what I was gonna say. So the ScanNCut and the software are awesome because they come with tons of built-in designs, all geometric shapes. And like I said before, you can use any font that's on your computer, or it also comes with some fonts. So you actually can really do a lot with what is just built onto the machine. However, there are tons of free files out there in internet land. I have free ones on my site. I have, or links to other people's free ones. So you don't even often have to spend money to be able to do it because people have just provided some free files for you. So I did purchase this one, but the girls one with the palm tree, if you saw that was a free file, and it's the .svg that works great with the Canvas workspace.
Yeah, awesome. And yes, Stephanie, you can rewatch it. Just click share and put this on your timeline. You can go back and watch it, or come back to Brother Sews, Brother YouTube. Emily has this shared on her page. I have it shared on my page. Yeah. You can follow us if you look above on Instagram. I have our Instagram handles up there. I have our websites scrolling at the bottom. I try to make it as easy to find us as possible. And the only thing I have not put in here yet is the link for the sewing machine giveaway, which I'll put in right before we end the show. So you'll have that link to click on. So don't forget, we're giving away, actually, we still have 8 more sewing machines because last Friday was canceled. So we're giving away 2 this Friday. You can enter in the link I'm going to leave you. And by leaving a comment during these live shows, you're also entered. So that's going to be very exciting.
And I do have a post, which I put, I think, in the version of this that I shared to my Facebook page, but I do have a post that walks you through step by step. If you've never used heat transfer vinyl, to put, whether you're putting it on a t-shirt or whether you're putting it on a tote bag or whatever you're putting it on, if you just need more details of like the step-by-step process of doing that. So if you want to check that out, that will give you some more detailed information as well of how to sort of recreate this project.
Oh, everybody, you guys are so nice. Thanks, Marcia. So someone said, let's see, I just saw one more question. Is ScanNCut only for other machines? Well, ScanNCut is
one more time for people. If only this was my true age, but it's.
There you go.
My son still wears his 10-year-old one, even though he's 11. And then he said the other day he was wearing it. He's like, I know what I'm going to give my brother for his next birthday because he's turning 10 next. It's like, I'm just going to re-give him this shirt. So
that is so cool.
The one we have might get a lot of use.
That looks fantastic. I have not used 2 layers of vinyl to cut. Have you?
Peel parts. Okay, so you couldn't actually cut 2 layers of vinyl at one time because the vinyl has this protective layer on it.
So there you go.
There would be no way to then iron it because the protective layers would get in the way. So what I do is I just cut the different layers of the project and I don't move the items. So if you have, say, text in the middle and palm trees on the side, I'll cut the text out of one color, I'll cut the palm trees out of another color, and then I'll just iron sort of those layers. I did a shirt for my daughter that is a fall tree with a raccoon, and the raccoon has like stripes and eyes, and his tail has like little stripes, and the tree has different color fall leaves. And so that was one of those where it's like, okay, so we cut the gray of the raccoon, then you have the brown of the raccoon, then you have the black of the raccoon, and then the tree has multiple layers too, and each one is cut separately, and you just keep layering it and then keep heat pressing it on.
Yeah. So, exactly. And Michael, you have a good point too. If you're doing a whole bunch of different projects, you can lay out the little pieces and cut them all out.
Yes. Yeah. Or I'll just because the mat is a grid, so I'll see on my software, okay, that the tree is actually gonna be right here. So I'll count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put my little piece of vinyl, and then I can use scraps too by just sort of sticking it in the place that it needs to be. And then I don't have to move my design around. So you can do that too.
I swear we could do scan and cut demos all day long.
Yeah, all day. I mean, you can just keep going and going. So you kind of got to just cut it off.
Someone just said, what else can you cut with it? Well, a lot of things. I've cut paper. Well, remember, this is what got canceled for Friday, which obviously we're late for that now. But
So
you can cut paper, you can cut vinyl, you can cut fabric. They have quilt squares in there.
This machine cuts up to anything. Is it 3 millimeters or 5 millimeters thick? Like I've seen people cut thin balsa wood, and you can cut faux leather. You can cut real leather.
Oh, the leather is gorgeous. It almost looks like cutouts for like a designer outfit. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So you can really cut some pretty thick things with this particular machine. Some of the earlier models don't cut things that thick, but this one is crazy. And if sometimes I've had where this will just be my last little tip. It's not working great, and I think, oh, do I need a new blade? And actually, I checked this today. But what I do is I open up my blade, and then I see, oh, in here is all kinds of junk that is collected inside the blade guard. And if you clean that out, then magically your blade starts working again.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just clean it out. Or sometimes I've even cleaned out, like inside my ScanNCut, when you know, glitter and all those things, you know, they're not super friendly for your machines.
Yeah. So I see a lot of questions about fabric. Do you need stabilizer? Sometimes you can also treat the fabric to stiffen the fabric. I use a fabric sheet quite often for mine.
Yep.
I saw someone say
sells great iron-on sheets that you can just go on your fabric, and they're.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I have some of that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Grab some more.
So those are really easy to use too. So I have some right here.
Oh, great.
No, wait, this is not it. I do have some, right?
Is that the fabric one that you had in your hand?
That was the extra sticky mat thing.
Oh, okay. So this is what she's looking for, this here, and it's paper. You press it to the back of the fabric, and then it peels off.
Yeah, here's the wrapper. I don't know where it actually is, but so
it's on the back of the
fabric applique. Yep.
And then you just peel this off after you cut it. You peel this off that you had pressed on, which is what she's showing there. And then this will. Something just fell on the other side of the room. I think I'm the only one in here, but that was kind of freaky. So this peels off, and you put this, and it will press right to if it's an applique or whatever.
Yep. And it actually, so if you're cutting fabric, you can cut it straight, which I've done lots, but you will end up, you know, the edge of your, especially if it's like quilting fabric, it will fray a little bit, or sometimes the blade gets caught on one of the fibers, but this eliminates all those problems and makes it super smooth cut. And then this is another handy thing for the ScanNCut if you're cutting fabric or like leather or really thick fabrics. This is a super sticky sheet that you put right on your main mat, and it just that's what I use. Like extra sticky, and then it doesn't like slide, and it gives it more grip if you're cutting something really thick. So I use this when I'm making like leather earrings, because your leather is pretty thick that I'm cutting through, but it'll cut through it if it can grip it. Yeah,
definitely. Oh, that is a wrap for today. That was such a great project. Love the shirt. Emily, I hope you take a photo of dropping this off. And
yes.
Face. How cool is that?
I'll get my kids to put this in a gift bag here in a minute, and then we'll have a complete gift.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you have a great day. Everybody, thanks for popping in. And you can still leave more comments. If you want to find us, you tag us in the comments. But again, there's our Instagram above here. Follow us, because we're always sharing stuff, and our websites are right below. So I was going to mention. So on Wednesdays, that's when Emily and I both have shows on our own page that's shared to Brother. And we've had a few questions about that. So if you want to watch that show from the very beginning, go to our Facebook pages. So you can follow Emily, you can follow me, and then that will show up immediately. If you're watching on the Brother Silk, you'll be able to watch it there as well, but it always takes 5 to 10 minutes to get it shared over. It's something with the internet. I don't know.
Shares don't go immediately. So Yeah, if you go to our page and you hit the follow, like at the top, there's a follow, then it even should pop right up if you're on Facebook, or you just know that you can go directly to our site. At the time that it says on the brother page, go over to our pages, and then you'll be able to see it right away.
And then I know some of you are like, I don't see it. So by the way, mine's at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and yours is at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Any
So
questions?
You can grab a coffee and have an afternoon.
Yes. So you guys are welcome. That was a fun show. Thanks, Susan. Definitely needed on this time. And you guys have a great day. See you later this week, Emily.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.